What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video. You guys see the title. You guys see it right. It's been 6 months since I've been banned or terminated by merch by Amazon. And I want to make this video because at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world when you get banned from a certain platform. Obviously, you don't want to get banned from all platforms, but when you get banned from one platform, it's really not that big of a deal. I'll tell you why. It's been roughly 6 months. I mean, in a few days, maybe 10, 20 days, it's going to be about 6 months. And I got to tell you, it hasn't really changed anything in my process. I still create merch, I still make money, I still do really well. And, it really hasn't changed anything for me. You're looking at a bunch of videos here, and this was the video where I kind of announced it. And, in the video, I kind of basically was stating, it's a 4-minute video, just announcing exactly what happened. But, I kind of stated that it was completely my fault. And what I was doing was I was getting these rejections after rejections after rejections because I was looking for a certain, I guess you could say, untapped keywords. And some of these untapped keywords would work really well for me, and I would make a lot of money doing it. But some of them were also trademarked, and they would be different keywords like, for example, the word that really took me down was the keyword Hydra. And really what a Hydra is just like a dragon with like 3 heads or something like that. And I used that keyword in my design, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was what did it for me. Now, I think I made a video later into the game of YouTube here, kind of announcing what it was that caused me to get banned. I think this was the design right here that caused me to get banned, and I actually shared it. But the way I looked at it was, at the end of the day, it's a learning lesson. It's not that big of a deal. And I want to keep this in mind. At this point, I had already been doing extremely well on Redbubble, extremely well on TeePublic, extremely well on Zazzle. And that's why I said in the video, I have other sources. I'm doing very well even on Cafe Press, which I don't even talk about much at all. I maybe mentioned it maybe 5 times throughout this whole entire channel. But Cafe Press I've been doing extremely well on. And all these different platforms, Society6, Zazzle, TeePublic, all these different platforms really make up for it. And the reason why I was a little bit bummed out about the Amazon being terminated was because it is a private platform. But I'm actually in the process of reapplying, getting things done, and obviously with a different email account, with a different structure. But we'll see what happens if I get accepted or not. We'll find out what happens. But, at the end of the day, I don't regret it, what happened. It was a learning lesson, and it actually allows me to take other platforms much more seriously. And, at this point, if I had the chance to go back and change things, I really wouldn't, because I know that the next time I get my next Amazon account, I'll treat it well. I'll make sure that I won't, joke around or play around with the type of keywords that I use and, things like that. But really the purpose of this video is I've been seeing a lot of comments recently of people saying they've got banned on XYZ platform, whether it be TeePublic, whether it be Redbubble, whether it be Amazon, and they're really not sure what to do. Well, the first thing that you want to do is you want to diversify, meaning if you have a design, you want to upload it on multiple platforms, because at the end of the day, that design can potentially make money on multiple platforms, and you are allowed to do that. There's no rule against it. There's no, copyright or policy that states that you cannot take that design and place it on multiple platforms. So that's the first thing you want to do. You want to take the design, put it on multiple platforms. The second thing you want to do is over time, you really want to try to adapt to that specific platform that you're using. So, for example, if you're using 3 platforms at once, you want to adapt to all 3, and you want to learn what it takes to get good at those platforms. Because what happens is you wouldn't want one drastic outlier. So, for example, if you're making money from merch by Amazon, making Redbubble money and TeePublic money, and let's say you're bringing in, let's say $500 from merch, $200 from Redbubble, and $50 from TeePublic, you're going to want to figure out, okay, what am I doing wrong on TeePublic that's causing me to have this really, really large discrepancy in income, okay? Sometimes it could be just as basic as, some niches are oversaturated on certain platforms. That's perfectly fine. But you really want to get down to the reason, because sometimes it's not. It could be based on your tags, based on, what title, whatever kind of method you're using to drive traffic, whatever the case may be. So you want to do some assessments on that. The more assessments you do, the more analysis you do, you're going to get more feedback, more information on the specific platform. You're going to say, okay, well, this works better for XYZ platform, that works better for this platform, right? And in my personal opinion, you will have your favorites, but you have to make sure that you take the platforms treat them all equally, because they are all business opportunities. The next thing, after you actually learn the platform, you're consistently uploading, is you want to look from I guess you could say, a hindsight point of view. And you want to look back at all the work you've done. Obviously, this is going to take a few months, few weeks, whatever you want to call it. But you really want to compare platform to platform to get a true understanding. You want to see what sells, and you want to see why it sells. You want to do certain searches for your products and figure out, okay, I used XYZ amount of tags or a certain style of tags on this platform, but I didn't on other. You really need to be like a mad scientist about the approach and study every little aspect about it. If you can do that, and this is exactly what I did to learn about Redbubble, and this is way before these videos, when I was doing the blogging videos really, really heavily, is when I was really taking this kind of stuff very seriously. And what I was learning is that if I can analyze from a very deep point of view how these things look, and this is actually during that monk mode period. Like I said, I talked about this. When we created the Redbubble tagging course, I had to, before that, I really didn't know what I was doing fully. I got lucky the first few months, did pretty well in terms of income, but then after that, the income started slowly dwindling down, dropping down. And so I had to recalibrate. I had to go back. I had to go monk mode. I had to figure out, what am I doing wrong? I had to completely focus on the task at hand. No distractions, no watching TV, no playing around, no joking around, and taking it serious and figuring out what I was doing wrong. In a matter of 2 months, completely 360'd my income on Redbubble. And from there is when I kind of took that really into consideration. I said, if I could do this on Redbubble, I could do this on every platform. And knowing what I know now, diversification is the best thing, because had I not known about had I not done any diversification, my Merch by Amazon account would have been closed, and I would not have been making any money from any other platform. But that wasn't the case. I was using multiple platforms at that time. So just to be clear, the best thing you could do is diversify. I know that sounds bad, because some people might say, well, I can't do this and I can't do XYZ at the same time, but you don't have to. You don't have to do it all in one day. I mean, take things in stride, guys. If you guys are busy, you have kids, you have work, you have all these different obligations you have to go to or do or be involved in, take it one day at a time. Instead of doing 3 days on Redbubble, do 1 day on Redbubble, 1 day on Zazzle, and 1 day on Society6, for example. It's just an example, right? But the reason why I say that, like I said, is because diversifying your assets is power. And if you have all your eggs in one basket, but you lose the basket, then you lose all your eggs. You're not going to be producing any more for your business. And like I said, I know this might be counterintuitive to some people, because they believe that, if they focus all their energy on one platform, they'll get the best results. And meanwhile, that is completely true. You're also increasing risk. Now, you have to ask yourself, how risk-averse am I? If you have only 100 designs on a platform and you're putting all your energy in one platform, you're not that much in risk. But let's say you have 2,000 designs, 5,000 designs, 10,000 designs on one platform, and zero work on any other platform, then the risk goes up. And this is the same reason, the exact same reason of why I recommend having multiple Redbubble stores. You're increasing that diversity, and diversity is power, right? If I have, let's say, 10 stores with 2,000 designs each, it is 100 times better than if I have one store with 20,000 designs or even 40,000 designs, because from a protection standpoint. Think about it this way. If Redbubble issues some sort of suspension for one account, okay, and I only have one account, then I lose everything that I've ever had for one mistake. But if Redbubble, let's say, gets one store closed down, okay, that's 2,000 designs out of 20,000. I'm still safe, right? I can always, after a month, create a month and 2 days, 3 days, create a store with 2,000 designs, and I'll be perfectly fine. There'll be zero issues associated with it. So for me, diversification is power. I mean, I can't tell you how many days where, a certain income method doesn't make me a certain income, or certain blog post that I have on my blogs It doesn't make me income, but another one does. So give it a shot. Give it a try. And we're going to be supporting you through this by creating videos on other platforms, the Zazzles, the TeePublics, the Society6s, all these different platforms. Now, we've done a lot on Redbubble, just to be clear. Like, for those who don't know, we've made over 150 videos on Redbubble. Probably, my guess is over 200, but I haven't added them to the playlist. But it's a lot of content, so it's all there, but we're going to do things on Zazzle. I apologize for that. We're going to do things on Zazzle. We're going to do things on TeePublic. We're going to do things on, any other site you can probably picture. We're going to talk about it. But it's going to take some time. We're going to really look at Zazzle into the future. Zazzle is one of those most creative platforms, in my opinion, because it's interesting because it has that ability to customize products as a customer, which really changes the game if you ask me. But, we'll talk about that in the future, all right? I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.